are. Okay.
Oh, hey!
Katharina! Brace yourself out, Sun King.
You know something?
Heard you're gonna face off against that blighter Luis. Well, I for one think you got him whipped. Oh, say, there's something I gotta tell you. Got a minute?
Hey, so...
Hey, remember how I said I had something I want to tell you? Well, the educational program we founded is really doing aces. You're doing great things.
Listen.
Sure couldn't have happened without you, Katharina. Well, you ain't wrong about that, but you're still the one who gave me the opportunity, of course. Just goes to show how you can make, how we can make a place for ourselves in the world without stealing and deceiving. You taught me that, you know. It was you who got my friends the opportunity to make a decent living. Some of them even moved to other towns and opened up shop. At this rate, I'm gonna have to take up something new just to keep up. You'll go somewhere new.
What?
Right then.
There's a good question. I was thinking maybe somewhere overseas. And I've been thinking of one other thing I once told you. That we're fighting, we're allies fighting for this country. Our paths are different, but we got a common goal. Got a couple things running loose in my noggin, actually. If you become king, I think I'll journey abroad.
If you want mine.
I bet someone in charge could use some intel from faraway lands. And I could get that for you. King's gonna need all the help he can get. That would be perfect.
Right.
Then I'll find somewhere, find out what's good, what's bad, and what's going on in the world and report back. We can solve those world's issues together. Word of warning, though. Don't let this country go to the dogs while I'm gone. If everyone's prancing around, if everyone's not prancing around, I'll marry like when I get back. I'll knock you a good one. Won't much care, to not see your ugly mug for the long spurts, but better make myself useful, I suppose. I'm gonna do what I do best. And the only payment I want is you watching over me. I'll let you think good and hard on what I mean by that. Sure. Proper daft, I'm out of here. Except for one thing. There's something everyone made for you, so, here you go. You get the wooden doll sculpture.
I present to you.
Read for your thoughts. They tried to make it look like you. Not half bad, eh? Everyone brought their talents to it, so whatever, whether it was carving wood, painting those pretty colors, all that. If we could mass produce these dolls and make a good souvenir, yeah, we could make it Uchronia's specialty item. Like they say, dream big. Tomorrow's battle's gonna be the first piece of that dream. So you better pull out all the stops and win. This country's gonna be ours for the building. I spent some time with Katharina trying to not let her excitement get the best of her.
Oh, hey!
Alonzo.
Greetings.
Hey, things have been quite interesting. I know you're a busy fellow, but you and I are friends. Could we talk elsewhere for a minute? Sad boy!
Oh?
A candidate to the very end. I can hardly believe it. And I dare say that you've made dying for your sake quite worth it. Thanks for doing. You didn't think I'd make it? Any plans for resurrection?
So,
That depends on you. I'm currently planning what to do next after you're king. I'm certain it'll be quite chaotic in this country for some time. Firstly, we have the loudmouthed chaps, hangering people, scoundrels shoring up the sordid books by milking our muddled masses before anyone can be wiser. And of course, those scoundrels will have great political and financial interests. You'll have vultures lying in wait around every corner. Bring it on. All the better, tell them to bring it on.
Interesting.
How very like you to say. In the end, what choice do you have? If you can't pawn it off onto someone else, best buckle down and take it on. But don't worry, I'll not leave you to your own devices. Perhaps I'll enter the political arena, be your speaker of sorts. You'll have your political opponents in years ahead, doing their best to drag you down, undermine your ideals, and line their pockets while they're at it. I figured I'd make use of this silver tongue of mine to uniformly dismantle their schemes and force their timely exeunt. That is very reassuring. I wish I could have someone like that also.
Interesting.
I'll see on their place for what they are, a lie for a lie. Sick a bad guy on the bad guys, in other words. My nature's changed, not one iota. I am a two-faced trickster who schemes upon and deceives others. But even I could truly glimpse the hope that you aim to create in this country. So I'll use my lies to support you to the very end. Surely these are the sorts of lies my mother would overlook, yes?
Moving on.
I'm glad to have met you. Before we part, I have but one word of advice for my future king. If ever an enemy appears insurmountable, tell yourself this. My opponent is strong, but that is all they are. It is fine to fear the enemy's strength, but not let that fear consume you. Steel yourself and remember, an enemy is strong, yet I will prevail.
It's fine.
Determination will be your power. Determination is all you need to break through. That is the weapon you will wield to seize your tomorrow. And with that, farewell. I leave you with both my parting exulments and my toll for departing. Thanks, Alonso. There's a folded envelope tucked underneath my shoulder strap with my bag. Inside was a silver coin I'd never seen before with an identical design on either side. I felt Alonso's candor, a man of many faces now unmasked. Reflecting the strange way we'd met, I left the club. And now it's you who can turn even a lie into reality. Yeah.
Oh, hey!
Okay, let's go say hi to Barden. Hi, Barden.
You've come.
Now, I hear you got a rather difficult path ahead of you, but I'm happy you came to see me despite it all. You've come all this way, so let's say we have a chat, have ourselves a wee chat.
The truth is...
Ever since that attack on the human, the townspeople have slowly but surely been coming around to participating in the security activities. Consider that a great welcome change, but what's worrying you, man?
What happened?
I am worried. The security policies, the methods of self-government, all the needs buy-in from the people. We need everyone's voices to speak and both be heard. Excuse me, I hiccuped there for a second. The hope is that we find some compromise among all the different opinions and then make change. It's not easy leading such an affair, let me tell you. It does sound difficult. It is, but hey, soon you'll be in a similar position, ain't you? King chosen by the people will be different from any other king we've ever had. Every citizen will expect something from me, and you'll feel duty to live upon that expectation. This country is made up of allied states, with the major cities as its capital of each state, but now they exist under one nation. Each region has their own rich, complex history and cultures. The wishes of the people are also different. And you'll be king of all this. How do you think you're going to possibly hear all the people's opinions? I'll ask them.
That's...
Ah, well, you got the right intentions, but considering your position and number of subjects involved, it ain't the most practical thing. Here's what I think. A single king cannot possibly listen to each and every one of his subjects. However, if you take a look at the country region by region and town, you'll find people like myself. And I can govern this town according to whatever your kingly wishes may be, and I can collect my people's opinions and transmit them to you. By that way, the king and the people can have direct connection to each other. We just need the other leaders to follow in suit. That's a good idea, man. I believe you'll be a righteous king, and many others behind you do it too. That said, some only follow whoever they think will come out strongest. Mayhaps some follow you out of fear, just as they did with Luis. You have a duty towards them just as any other, though. No doubt that you'll have days where you want to run away. In those days, remember this. There are those who are determined to walk with you through thick and thin. They believe in and support you. They will correct you when you err, and little by little you will look back and see more and more people behind you. Now that reminds me, the townspeople wanted me to give this to you. A desert glass lantern. I've used the glass and the sandwich husk to make this. It's a specialty household item unique to Martira. Everyone here makes use of it. In fact, they help to make production of this a major industry in Martira. Artisans practice pretty hard these days. Just you watch, my city's gonna flourish under your rule. Spent some time reassuring Barden, who was overcome with emotion. Okay, got Brigida. Brigida!
Oh, any one of them too.
Well, I didn't think you'd come to see me at a time like this. Ah, welcome, you come on this way. We can talk as long as you'd like.
So,
Those Ujib children I took in seem to be regaining their spirits little by little. The grief of losing their parents and their hometown is not easily buried, of course. Though I thought enlisting them as my helpers might provide a welcome distraction. Helpers? What are they helping with? I have no intention of putting small children on anything dangerous. That's what I have you here for, after all. I've been racking my brain trying to think of functions for an igniter that would not be used as a weapon. For lack of any ideas of my own, I asked the children. It was like I'd open a floodgate, idea after idea. Jet shoes based on wind propulsion, super brooms that cleaned the floor with water and wind magic combined. Sounds fun!
Right.
yes.
Indeed, they dreamed up all kinds of things. Even better, that is, all their suggestions really could help improve people's lives, with a little adjustment for practicality. But they also suggested a pen that could write sparkling text, and an instrument that could play itself. Of course, I asked what the point of these trifles would be. And the response! They'd be fun. In short, they're playthings. And the thought took me entirely off guard. Their suggestions were worthless as weapons. They barely even sound useful. But I could certainly see them putting smiles on children's faces.
Fair point.
Perhaps that's just what this country needs. Something good, but a smile every now and then. I think you're right.
Yes.
It might do some good, but I'm thinking of something a little more broader than igniters alone. Sanctism dominates this country in many ways. They profit off every destructive igniter sold, while entertainment and tools are simply utility or restricted. I'm going to change that. I'm going to make this country known for better products, tools for happiness instead of violence.
Listen.
And for this country you dream of, you've not even set foot on that path yet. To look at the distance you must tread, many would advise against it, but I will walk beside you. I know I can count on you. Just watch. Between my connections, my tech, and my business sense, it'll be a simple task. Well, give me your hand. Anytime, lady! Reaching out to someone without some sort of self-interest calculation. I haven't done this since I was a child. I was too scared. Yet somehow you make it possible. My dreams, my aspirations. Let this handshake be entrusted. Let handshake be as entrusted them to you. A small trinket of some sort was placed in my palm, entrusted to me. You got Brigida's brooch.
This here.
Personally cut and polished, I'll have you know. I looked for a magla crystal that gleams with the same clarity as your eyes. Damn, I'm just getting proposed all over. It's a meager little thing to hold, but I hope you can feel how heavy my wishes have made it. May fortune favor you. Don't
Try
die,
not to
Will.
die.
You are my hope for the children and for me. And hope is not so easily replaced. Spent some time with Brigida talking about our hopes and changes soon to come. Alrighty, that's everyone.
Oh, any one of them.
Wanna head back?
We head back.
Is it
Please help. That's it. Just walk inside. What's going on?
Say there. You sound like a damn fool. Please help as much as you can.
Luis is the only one left.
Beg pardon? Good night. Hey,
Hey, you're still up, right? I was thinking about everything that's happened so far, and now I can't sleep either. It's incredible, isn't it? In the beginning, it was only just the two of us, but now you have so many allies around you. So many people lent you a hand and believed in you. Wonder why everyone's so drawn to you. Maybe I seem like a good person. You certainly don't look like a bad person, and that's a comforting place to start from. Well, whatever you feel about it aside, I bet the people who support you from the heart feel like they can trust you with their own wishes and ideals in your hands.
Yep.
Maybe that's what a real king needs. What do you mean? Guess you don't want to fall asleep mid-battle. I think a real king is someone who always fights for the wishes and ideals of others, not for his own. When you think about it, the previous king's royal magic was apt. It sure made everyone could wish for their king.
Excuse me.
But the source of magic is anxiety. And I mean, anxiety is just hope combined with fear, don't you think? When people think, I want to do this, or I want to be like that, it becomes a power that can create or change things. Luis draws his power in that way. No one more fervently believes in his ideology than he does. But you fight for the modest wishes of many, many people. So take it to heart. The wishes you bear now will one day be the power you wield. That's magic I'm sure even you'll be able to defeat even Luis. Look at the time. We really should get sleep so we can give it all our tomorrow. Actually, here, I made something for you that might help. Here. Satchel of Calm. It smells nice, doesn't it? I enchanted it with magic that calms the heart. Now, lie back, close your eyes. The fear, the anxiety, they aren't your enemy. They are the well from which you gather your strength.
Good night.
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. One day remains.
I think this is finally it. By the next sunrise, whoever has the most support will be the victor, chosen by the royal magic.
At this point, our approval rating should be neck and neck.
We've gathered enough support to be a match for the Blackguard, but we could be undone by the slightest change in the winds.
I mean, the royal scepter's in Luis's hands now. Whoever the royal magic picks, we'll still have to go stop him.
It is a feat only we can accomplish.
We'll get it done. And Del, you better be watching.
No matter what happens, I will protect you. 'Tis my oath.
You'll come back, right? It feels just like it did on the day Papa left. Oh, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't cry. Oh.
Don't worry. Everything will turn out fine. Right, Your Highness?
We'll see you soon, Maria. Without a doubt.
You extra double swear. That's a promise.
Luis seemed earnest in his wishes, at least. We'd be mistaken to cast him as a villain of pure black and white. But whatever his motives, it doesn't change the fact that his methods amount to massacre. Even if there's more to Luis's arguments than it seemed, you're all my friends. We've come this far together, and I'll always believe in you over him.
Yes, I agree.
'Tis a sentiment you know we all share. Let us vanquish Luis and rebuild our country.
I am glad we travel as friends. I thought that the reason we are less susceptible to the Magla's maddening power was thanks to our mastery of the archetypes. But perhaps it's something else. We just need someone with whom our hearts connect. Someone who is willing to face the same anxiety alongside us and move forward.
Indeed. I too was a slave to my despair, but you all helped me find my way back. I know I'd be lost without you.
Weren't we all at some point? Oh, this is getting a bit syrupy, even for me. Let's just make sure we survive. So the people of a new kingdom can hear our tales.
Then we better have a proper bash once we're back safe and sound. You let the good lady Fabia know we're reserving the place. Hey, Maria?
Okay, I'll ask her to cook something delicious too.
Now that'd be a treat. She cooked this fantastic red grass beedo the first time I was here, and it's been on my mind since.
By request, I've pushed the Skyrunner to her absolute limits too. On my honor as a right, I swear the old girl will get us there in one piece. Bit of a one-way trip, though. Can't promise a return flight.
Well, we're used to improvising escape routes. Tomorrow we settle this, once and for all.
Finally heading to the storm of the Magla where Luis is waiting for us. When you're ready, pick the location.
We've come too far to waver now. Nowhere left to go but forward.
It's time.
The tyrants start. We've only got one shot there, and tomorrow is too late.
Alright.
Luis is waiting for us here. Today we settle this once and for all. Ready to take on Luis? Once we set off, there is no turning back, understand? Just say the word and I'll set her ready.
So we bring
Okay, we're off. Let's keep our wits about us.
It's a vortex of tremendous magic. The Magla in the air is so dense I can almost grasp it in hand.
Eurus! That was not an encouraging sound.
Lost. So much for the armored hull.
Come up, man! You have to find a way through this!
Well, consequences can come later. I'm taking off her limiters. Hold on. Come on, old girl. We're partners. Keep it together.
It is not so much a place as it is raw Magla, furious and unchecked. The shores of the hereafter spill forth from the royal scepter, now in the hands of Luis. If it is the sun that proclaims the day, and the moon that ushers the night, then the celestial lord of these red skies, ill with anxiety, is the tyrant star. We await tidings, be they favorable or ruinous. The future of the kingdom will at last be decided.
Close shave. Rather too close. But we made it. But that rattling doesn't sound too clever. I think this is as far as the old girl goes.
It's broken? But what about our way back?
Calm down, old thing. I'll try some repairs. It's just I've never seen her in such a bad way.
'Tis as we expected then. We have no escape route.
Well, if things get rough out there, you can give me a shout. Still got the bunks if you need some rest to pull yourself together.
Right. Let's move.
Okay, last dungeon. So, we can make just a straight shot for Luis. I'm not doing that fight again when he's at full strength. It took me like 4 hours. I am not doing that.
Actually,
Okay.
Right then.
Neris also sells MP items and healing items, which is really nice. So yes, I'm going to do the quick little, no, I want this one. I'm going to do the little boss fights that'll make Luis weaker. Because if I don't, otherwise Luis gets like 11 turn icons and it's very hard. Make it easier for you. That's what I'm doing, that's the plan.
Let's do it.
This is the end, the mission we were assigned to, the duty the prince was born into. Let's see them both succeed. You ready to move forward? Let's go.
Yeah.
We'll soon confront Luis and finally put an end to him. This place is more horrifying than I thought, than I even imagined. It really is like the end of the world. I think it's kind of cool. The place cannot become so warped simply through melancholisation. There's nothing here other than magma. So this is Luis's ideal world, an era in which only humans survive.
No way.
Is this truly the world Luis envisioned the whole time? A world built on power alone would be so desperately lonely. Please be careful. I feel a powerful presence. Several, in fact, and none of them are Luis. Safe to assume he set traps for us, son. It's best we deal with whatever she's sensing head on.
Yep.
True, we have no idea what'll happen if we leave him be, so let's press on. I know what'll happen.
They saw us. Stay on your toes.
I think there's one this path.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, there's one. Dead end? Strange, isn't it? But I'm sensing something. Doesn't feel like a dead end at all.
What if?
I wonder, it's possible these stones move. Move, what do you mean? From what I can observe with my third eye, the maglet covers these stones, somehow connects to the maglet from the other place further on. And if we get on these rocks, it'll take us somewhere. Can't say I'm too thrilled about the idea. Feel a strong presence, let's go.
That's
Please.
Careful, the flow appears to be tremendously— oh, goddamn! Nearly ruined my trousers with that one. So I never fought these bosses. I don't know what they look like or what their weaknesses are. This'll be fun.
is that.
Besides that thing, Melancholia Crystal. It's bigger than anything we've ever seen. The aura feels so much more intense than anything. Calica speaks true. The scale of this magla is unlike anything we've encountered. We must be careful. Kinda reminds me of those servant statues back at the palace. And that means there must be guards. So what's guarding it? I'm curious. Didn't take long.
Careful now.
Something about that flopping around. No, I remember it. It can't be. What is it?
Get ready.
What is it? Oh! Is it the old bosses I fought?
The human from the border fort? But it looks
Huh!
different somehow.
I'll use what I must.
Hold on, what's that move?
Lend me your strength.
Oh, that's cool!
All right, let's go. How's this?
Quick, knock them off again. That's finesse. Beautiful dodge, Heisman. Nice one, Stroll. Nice.
I've never seen that attack.
Some darker arts.
Sprint. Light. Still here? Warrior. Right on top. Nice. I'll run you through.
That's finesse. Beautiful dodge, Heisman.
By this power, the magic seeds. Are you prepared? I'll cut you down. They die hard.
Nice.
Are you weak to lightning?
Looks like we can't brute force through this one.
I don't know. Let's try.
Oh, worthy foe after all.
Now accept your fate. Formidable indeed.
A tough one.
Quick, knock them off again. Regenerate the headwinds. Here comes another round of wind attacks. Legs are back to normal. We'd only just taken them out.
Well, that's not that bad.
Gotta do something about the wind control.
Did all that healing only to miss.
I shall vanquish evil. Hack and slash. Tougher than I thought.
Power of heroes.
Apologies. Would you finish it?
Working on it.
The magic seeds.
Nice. Yay! No damage!
A halfway decent result.
I shall strike. Yeah, that feels nice.
Managed somehow. It was our third time fighting that human. Come to think of it, you said you encountered it at the border fort. That would make it the first human foe. I still remember it was useless against it then. Not much different from when in Halia, when my home burned down. Things are different now. I'm different. I've got power enough to protect cities and people in them.
Oh, definitely.
I'll take no more safe spaces from people. Not on my watch. We'll take Luis down. Your words resonate with all of us, lad. All that's left is to destroy the crystal. If you would, Will. I don't sense much magma. Seems the same mechanism as the 4 statues in the royal palace. You believe all like the king's servants? How do you mean? The incredible flood of magma is corrupting the dreadful expanse. It seems that these crystals are made to absorb it and then deliver it to a decant elsewhere. Does that mean the strange melancholia crystals are feeding Luis incredible magic power? So we bust up the crystals, it means less magic for Luis to play with, yeah.
Right.
Certainly possible, there should be more crystals around, let's find them. I don't think his design will change because I'm weakening the magic. He'll probably just get less turn icons. Remains of the crystal is glowing brightly. What does this do?
Look.
Something fell in it. You can feel incredible power in it. Oh! Is this better than the sword I have? This is a weapon. It seems like it came out of the crystal we just destroyed. It far exceeds Dracodias in quality. Why is this thing here? Perhaps these were within the royal scepter all the time and they were sealed for him.
That reminds me.
Fairy the Dragon, Tyrella the Dragon said something similar, didn't she? So the royal scepter was crafted using the Hero King's legendary weapons. I wonder if the same Melancholia crystal was so potent because this weapon resides in its core. 2 birds, 1 stone. Chipping away Luis's power will increase our own. Okay. Was this
Let's go.
good?
What now?
Because I've been using the King's Sovereignty. No, it's weaker than that. I was like, I've heard this one is the best one. Okay, at least the other people might get better weapons too. Alright, and there's some MP
What now?
on them. I had never seen that one that does 9,999 damage though.
We've been spotted.
We sure have. Oh, this is a little tooth area. I'm okay. Don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me!
There they go.
Ah, almost dodged.
Brace yourselves.
They're weak to ice. Let's stop them cold.
Okay, just for that pun, we're leaving.
Let's stay calm.
Retreat.
Careful. We've got company.
We've been spotted. We must be vigilant.
Okay, there should be one up this way. Okay, let's go.
Alright.
I wonder, is this gonna be the baby that we fought before? Where else would it be?
I don't like
Is this the next big boss I can think of that we fought? Let's break this one too. Some kind of aura is rising.
Incoming.
I know the ground's rumbling. It's a familiar warning.
Stay on guard.
Yep, it's gotta be the baby. No, it's the worm! Oh, this is a creepy one.
I don't need flashbacks to getting eaten.
Now accept your fate.
This is a very creepy color palette to use.
Come forth, royal soul. This is it.
Nice hit. That was perfect.
Hack and slash.
Knife! Oh, bolts of lightning!
Oh, power of kings.
It looks rotten. It does. It does look like it's rotting.
The magic seeds.
Stroll,
Warrior!
your face down.
I'll cut you down.
With blade in hand!
Captain, they slowed you down.
I know, I know.
I won't hold back. With healing power.
I owe you.
Much thanks.
Thank you.
No holding back. Hack and slash.
Good job, Heisme.
Finesse. Beautiful dodge, Heisman. Stroll,
Let
your
justice
face down.
prevail.
Captain,
Let's go.
they slowed you down.
This is it. I shall. Warrior. I'll cut you down.
Right on target. Nice
Oh,
one, Stroll.
power of
This looks like Makatsurina, but it does a little bit.
As the point of a sword!
I'll use what I must.
Too slow. That's finesse. Beautiful dodge, Heisman. Stroll, your
Vitus
face
power.
down.
The magic seeds. Still here? It's warrior. Not done yet.
Captain, they slowed you down.
I know, I know.
Oh, power of kings.
Let's go.
There we go. It's another one.
Applause, please.
I feel stronger.
I am most certainly stronger than I was.
That takes care of that, and good thing too, not about to let that thing swap me a second time. And the sandworms are the worst, and they've been nothing but trouble since we started our journey. Remember when the two of us were making our way through Grand Trad in the middle of the desert, we were attacked by them. Seems like a lifetime ago. I can't believe we got this many friends on our side now, and now we're fighting Luis himself.
True.
Yes, 'tis an odd kind of family we've forged since we began our paths. Curious how our number grew. Though our course with Norris would have had it grew too many. But I bet that's where our real power comes from. A power Luis can't even believe in, since he wants a world where people only rely on themselves.
Because
That's why we gotta show him. We gotta prove to him that connecting with other people can be strong enough to change the world we live in. Teach that snaky bastard a lesson. There are things in this world worth believing in, even if he can't see it. All that's left is to destroy the crystal. Will, the deed is yours. What kind of weapon will I get here? If it'll give me a weapon. I don't know. Making good progress, even little by little the magic reaching Luis sort of weakened. Still a crystal left, let's track it down. Oh, there is a weapon. Or at least something.
okay.
A few weapons came out. Brawler's Fist, Hero's King's Mace, and the Hero's King Abacus. Okay.
Very nice. Yay, we've done it.
Well, these will be helpful when I eventually tackle that super boss.
What now?
Oh, that's right, I can't save here.
What now?
Thank God I invested so much in doing laundry, so my MP is so freaking high. the other one? Oh, it'd be up that way. Yes, because if I go up this way, it goes to the other way. Okay, got it.
No problem.
And they say laundry is important. That's why they tell you to always do your laundry. That way your MP level will be really high.
Don't lose focus.
Alright, what we got? It's crystal we're looking for, no mistaking the stink of that murderous power. So it's strong too. Alright, what's it gonna be? Something's coming, it's huge. The roar, it's the very same I heard at the Grand Cathedral. I'm saying this is the beastie bro- Oh, okay, so this is that one. Okay, as many times as we have to attack. Oh, it's purple now. Huh.
When we fought at the Grand Cathedral, it's even angrier now.
Now accept your fate.
Oh, you resist dark.
I'll use what I must.
Okay, so if it's resisting dark... Let's try this.
Heismay's a real ace.
Vitus power. Flare. A tough one.
Okay, it's using a light move. Okay, it's doing that. Not that bad. Oh, thank you, Gallico.
I can protect us.
I shall vanquish evil.
Stroll, how did you miss on one?
Hit the body or use magic. All right. One arm down. Now let's work on the other.
Oh my god, it didn't cancel it out because the turn moved over. That's pretty funny.
Oh, power of kings.
I will fight with pride. Lend me your strength.
This is uses 4 turn icons. Okay.
All right, let's go. I call upon royal power within.
It's lost their balance.
Oh, bolts of lightning!
Die!
This is it. I shall vanquish evil. They die hard.
Come! Pierce still standing, I see.
It's almost dead.
I show no mercy.
Heismay, you can't miss, buddy. We're a little busy now.
You're here. No holding back. I can slap it.
Okay, that wasn't that bad.
Finesse. Beautiful dodge, Heisman.
Oh, power of heroes! As the push onward!
Now, aim for the heart.
Apologies. Would you finish it?
Trying.
The magic seed. A tough one.
Right on target. Nice one, Stroll.
Good job. Thank you, Hulkenberg.
To ever greater. Excellent. I've grown more powerful.
That was that. Definitely stronger than the last time we fought it, but not strong enough.
However,
Tis oddly nostalgic triumph. Back then, I thought only to return home, to return to the home of the prince, that he might someday return. Was my sole desperate attempt. Though in fact, you've been fighting alongside His Highness this whole time. Indeed, but reflecting on it now, it never was an unnecessary detour. That journey fostered this power. 'Tis the strength to confront anxiety and blaze a path to a brighter future. 'Twas your greatest gift to me. Thus I will use this power in your name. Your future is no longer yours, your own. Alone.
you're right.
That's right, we'll get his royal bum on the throne as soon as we throw Luis out on his. Just so, there's several favors I have to ask of you. Not just as a friend, but as a king. Well, let's destroy the crystal. Go ahead, Will. There's another one! Weakened his power to a degree. Let's go destroy the other ones. Here's another light! What's in this one? Some more weapons. King's Staff, a claymore, and the knight.
Oh.
Are these better than the weapons you guys have?
What now?
Oh shoot! It is! This one does have benefits, but it's okay. We'll go with this one. This one's significantly stronger. Significantly reduces the damage from being hit by your weakness. That's pretty darn good. Throw these on me. Alright, next area!
What now?
Actually, before we go to the next area, we'll go to Nurse, lay down so we get all the MP back, and then we'll go run and go kick the other thing's ass. Yeah, I hear you, you giant chicken. This is the wrong path. Excuse me. Okay, I dodged. It's a hell of a line to say, but it fits in this game. I want to rest in the runner, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Now then.
Sound effects not used anywhere else but in this area. What was I at when I beat this game? I beat it at 83. I'm currently at 69.
We've been made.
Wait, if I run to the other area and pick up the item, will Stroll say the funny line he did last time? Wait. Other way. I would love for him to say that line again, because it made me laugh so hard. Wait, is it over here? Okay, it was over here if I pick it up.
I think we'll be okay. We made it this far.
Will he say it?
Probably. Hey, that's great! What a find!
No, no, Gallica said a line this time. It's fine. There was a line when I picked up the item over there because it was a gold ranked item. But Stroll just goes, "That is quite nice." And it's just the way he said it made me bust out laughing.
All right.
That Power of New Game Plus is befitting you still. Yeah. Finally here. Yeah, damn, feels like we've been traveling forever. It hasn't been that long. I've been only streaming less than an hour, and like 20 of those minutes was talking to people. Seems as though we've been quite far in. Look around, the surroundings appear to have changed. A strange light must be at the center of all this. So that's where Luis is. Let's get a move on towards that light. I still feel the strong presences here.
Right?
Yep, we're gonna go take care of them. Should be only like 3 of them here too. I know one's down here because it's past the tooth spawner.
No.
Yeah, there's the tooth spawner, so we're gonna go over here, head right. Let's go!
All right.
So what's this one gonna be?
Keep your wits about you.
Young colonization crystals here too, staggering amount. It's bound to be another human. Who's for the next curtain call? It's gotten stronger. There's the baby! The laughter, oh the horror, the beast crawled from hell to meet us! What are you talking about? Why does it sound like a baby? Make sure your legs don't give out when you see it and be careful. I bet by now it's starving. Oh, it's purple too!
That demon baby from Krigante Castle? I thought we'd seen the last of it!
Wait, it's called Krigante? I've always thought it said Krigan. I've been saying it wrong for 2 whole playthroughs!
No.
Critical hit! Heismay's a real ace!
Vitus power. Flare. I call upon royal power within.
Right on target! Nice one, Stroll!
Let justice prevail. Bust. Light. Still up. Warrior. I'll cut you down. Oh, power of hero.
Well, this baby's gotten worse, yeah.
My mind fades.
Okay.
Heismay's in a daze.
We need to
He's
fix
gonna
that.
have trouble aiming.
Otherwise, he's gonna miss. It is. Forget. No, it's not forget. It's it. Ah, days.
I was saving this.
Well, that's too bad we're using it now.
Hold back. Flare.
Oh, the eyes look creepier this time.
Our chance!
Hack and slash.
Right on target!
I mean,
Is everyone all right?
it's better than how they looked all bloody when I first, when you do the other fight, but.
Oh, both.
Fun fact, King in, Krieg in German means war. Sounds like warlike. Huh. I didn't know that.
Now accept your
I
fate.
learned something new.
Vitus power.
It's writhed in pain from having both eyes crushed. Yep, that was text we missed earlier in the first playthrough. Or, not in the first playthrough, in the first part of this playthrough. Because I would just kill it too fast. Sorry, I was being pinged. It's MIDI streaming at the moment, so.
Some darker arts.
I won't hold back.
There we go.
A tough one. Warrior. tougher than I thought.
We don't know where the attack will come from. Watch out!
We should be able to take it before it hits us.
For all that we strive for!
Now accept your fate.
Come forth, royal soul! No holding back!
Yep, there we go.
It feels like I'm making progress.
You're doing great, Basilio. There, we beat it. Still, you all had to see that bloody creepy thing before. We sure did. The Lady of Martiero is raising it as a replacement for the child she lost. Sounds familiar. That'd be that Cinctus, eh? The one you guys dragged to the exhibition. I learned then that when faith dies, tragedy is born. Those who have faith in nothing only have the past to hold on to. I think Luis is the same way. He seeks revenge in the world for the despair of seeing his home turn to ash. Maybe he believes this to be justice. I know how he must feel, but I also know enough to say he's going about it the wrong way. Luis must be stopped. It's because of the day you awakened me and I gained this power that I can now think that way.
Right.
Well said, can't let this country get raised before the good prince even has a chance to rebuild.
All right.
Well, you gotta break the old to build the new, so give it the crystal your best shot, Will. Yippee! That went well. Surely this ought to reduce the magic to Luis. Let's break the other crystals. Yeah, Joanna.
Now then.
What do we got? We got the gunner, the thief, and the faker class.
Splendid.
Okay. How does this do for Heisme? Here he is. Okay, about the same strength. Significantly increases slash. Okay, so we can swap this before we fight. Well, actually. It does have a higher hit rate. But the dissecting katana is really good against humans. We'll swap. And the extra hit rate is always good.
What now?
Do. We are already chewing on all this stuff I bought from Nurse like candy.
They've noticed us.
Alrighty, where are we at? So I think there's one to the right. To the left, I think, is the wall. Okay, yeah, because it just goes up. No, there's a thing over here. I'm wrong. Alright, which boss is this gonna be? I'm trying to remember. Which would this be? This could be the ocean boss. Would it be the dragon god? But that wasn't a human. So I'm thinking it's probably the ocean one. See, it's shattered. And a human looking to stop us.
They're upon us.
It's a storm. Yep. Only one human of the sea I remember. Never thought I'd see it here. Fine by me. This time I can crush it with my own hands. Oh, the white and red tentacles is a neat touch.
This that sea monster from before? What the heck's it doing on land?
I don't know, Gallica. What is it doing on land?
Let's go. Light. Warrior. Hack and slash. Right on target. Come.
Oakenberg got them
It looks so horrifying. I like it. I'm not surprised too.
Now that's
Good job, Heisme.
Well done, Heisman. Oh, got them right in the weak spot.
I'll use what I must.
Damn, 5,000 damage. Let's go, easy boss.
Satisfactory.
Oh, 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 I need to use this. Wait, no. Oh. Thank you.
I have never known such heights.
The monster just now. That was the human that once lived off the island's coast, was it not? Yes, the very one we fought on our way to your shores. We only managed thanks to the brothers' efforts. That's how Del got hurt. But even then, he didn't stop pushing himself. Too stubborn to being talked out of it. Got hindsight now, though, don't I? Can probably tell he was always like that. He was the big brother, after all. Probably felt like he had to tough it out when I couldn't. Rilla was the same way. She shouldered every burden all by herself. I guess that's how older brothers and sisters are. Guess this power is something Del gave me. He's waiting for me that way. We're still fighting together. Same with you, ain't it, Lady Joanna? Or, not Joanna, Judah! He got a concussion. You and Rilla.
Naturally.
Of course, I'm carrying her and her wishes with me. That's why I can't lose now. Can't afford to let her see me at my lowest again. Alright, let's crack the crystal then. Strike's yours, Will. Steady does it. That means less power for Luis. We're doing great. Let's go find the last one. What's the last one gonna be? What was the last human we fought?
Look.
Nice.
Great.
I was so distracted trying to think of the last human we fought. I didn't even see what weapons I got. Hold on. Okay, that's good. Did we get one for you? No, none for you for yet. Did you get one? Nope. Alrighty. What was the last human we fought? Oh my god, is it that one that we fought on the island? Oh god, is it the one that changes its type? Oh god.
We've been spotted.
Are they gonna make that thing even more annoying?
Just take it. You can always toss it later.
Where are we going? Still this way. The one with the dragon. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's gonna be that one.
We're in the
Ready?
Let's go!
Alright.
No time like the present.
Please.
What now?
Got a crystal here too, let's shatter it. Careful though, you know there'll be a human waiting to... Speak of the devil, brace yourselves, it's upon us. Yup. Okay. Parasite stuck to your dragon god, it's already overstayed its welcome. Beaten it once, haven't we? Let's get this over with. Okay, I like the white color palette.
Come on. This has to work. Hear my prayer. It's the human from Yupa's village. This time, we'll make sure it stays dead.
Become forth, royal soul. I call upon royal power within.
Right on target. Nice one, Stroll. Bust off.
I'll use what I must. Some darker arts.
It's okay, won't hold back. No holding back.
Huh. That's a cool looking sword.
Are you prepared?
Oh, Hulkenberg's looks cool with the
Stand
blue.
ready.
I never even saw them. I didn't even pay attention to the weapons they got. Oh, and his is purple!
Timid nor arrogant. All power of kings.
Okay, what type are you?
So heavy. Let's go. The magic seeds.
Oh, no physical.
Royal power within.
Is it working? Try hitting them with something else.
Fire? Who has fire?
Let's try this.
By the swarm.
For all that we strive for. Pierce attacks won't get through.
This should help.
You think yourself equal to a Ujief's agility? There's a better way. This should work.
Thankfully, I can just keep using this because it's an almighty attack. Wait, I forgot Stroll has an almighty attack I put him on for this fight that I did last time.
Untamed magic.
Is everyone all right? From our positions.
I'll use what I must. No. I was saving this.
Come forth, royal soul. No holding back.
It almost looks way too normal compared to the others. Yeah, a little bit. I want the spear. Okay, now you're fire.
Nice one, Captain.
So,
They're totally fireproof. We better use something else.
is ice the weakness now? I guess. Okay.
Perhaps this is best used.
Vitus power. Still here?
Somehow.
Are you prepared? Tougher than I thought.
Observe the enemy.
Let's get Yufa in here. She has a bunch of magic.
I shall disengage.
Here I go.
You think
You're gonna
yourself
pass.
equal to a favor, if I may?
Lend me your strength.
Just kill the thing. I'm so tired of this boss.
Let's go.
Finally, it's gone.
A halfway decent.
Feels like I'm making progress.
That's that. Deed's done.
Very well.
Can I help but remember the day I took Dracodios in hand and truly protected my village for the first time? You chose to save and fight for your village instead, clinging to ease of, martyrdom. Indeed, you showed yourself to be an admirable priestess. Now I've been on this journey with you all, I know I made the right choice. I'm so glad I had the chance to see the world beyond me. To reject others and close your eyes, it is protection of the kind. You never see what you do not wish to, but you also never see the beauty of the unknown.
Yes.
Perhaps that is why the archetype power is to me. The power to open my eyes and confront the unknown world. So even if it's flawed or full of all kinds of problems, really, I don't want Luis to destroy the world I've come to know. Yuva's got the right idea. No world deserves to be destroyed. Let's lock the crystal. Knock out the crystal. Go for it, Will. Unfortunately, I have to fight it one more time because I have to get through to September on one of my old saves so I can do the debate me trophy. So I can just wrap up all the metaphor trophies because I'm currently at 83%.
Let's hurry.
I'm nearing the end of it. Home stretch.
Let's do our best.
Summoner and Berserker, okay.
Simply amazing.
Well then. What now?
Increases max MP by 30%. Holy shoot. Increases damage when breaking through resistance. That's pretty damn good too. And going by how Luis's fight will go, I will definitely see what those weapons look like. I like how they do Luis's fight. God, is it hard.
Draw steel. We are spotted.
Alright. Do you want to do Luis's fight or do you want to wait? We can just make this a shorter stream if you want, or just go for the fight.
What now?
Son, are you serious? Okay, I'm just making sure. Level 70, let's go!
Look.
Should be able to proceed from here. It is connected to the odd light, I suspect. Feels magnet from here. When we've crossed, Luis will be waiting. This is the last time we've decided the true victor. This will be the final time we fight Luis. Cannot allow the red magic to be used for destruction. It's up to us to stop him, so let's bring the curtain down and end this farce once and for all. It's been building up to this. Are you ready? I just need to make sure I have Heismay with me real quick.
What now?
Yes, I do. Okay, Hulkenberg, you really good later on in the fight. I need Basilio for the first part. Yep, let's go.
We keep going?
Yeah. I confess, I did not believe you would actually survive the gauntlet.
Oh, please. Think about what you're trying to achieve. Nothing could stop us from getting to you.
I can accept that you hate injustice. Maybe we do share that. But I have to ask, Luis, why go to this extreme? Is it because you're elder? You saw your village destroyed for petty, evil reasons. Is this revenge? Revenge? Ludicrous. That would accomplish nothing. An entire tribe does not become so derided to the point of genocide by authority figures alone, but by the vice of the society in which that ignorance is born. Indeed. It would be equally petty of me to take only the heads of the few familiar guilty. For my own satisfaction, no less. No. I would not repay injustice with injustice.
Then why? You drew the entire nation into your scheme without hesitation. If not revenge, then what would compel you to such ends?
It is true that I was born in the ancient sanctum, but I never held any fondness for that place. The Elder have long lived in hiding, clutching the truths of the world to themselves alone. A tribe of doors locked and secrets encoded. I wanted to change that isolation. And then, at long last, a man from outside the village came to visit. None other than your father, Prince.
That's...
Though royalty, he dreamed that the tribes might stand side by side as equals. And he rejected none of our village's history, however inconvenient to his worldview. I saw him with the eyes of a child, and for the first time, I felt a dream stir. Were there more idealists like him in the world outside? Was my life of hiding at an end? Under the canopy of that gloom-thick forest, all I wanted was to leave and live upon the open plains beneath a wider sky. That was all. As for what happened to the ancient sanctum afterwards, it is a story you've already been told.
It was set aflame and crushed beneath the church's heel. The Sanctist warrior monks and ordinary guardsmen alike, all in the palm of Forden's hand.
Neighbors and kin I'd known all my life were soon nothing but ash on the wind. Too quick to realize their own deaths. I was but a child, trembling before a wall of fire. It was a massacre. It had nothing to do with any hate on either side, or retaliation for any perceived offense. It was only pure injustice. A selfish act of devastation. One thought alone burned in my mind. I would never let it happen again. And so did I walk onward.
It was tragic.
Thus, I choose to make this a land of eternal, perfect equality, even should it cost my life. I shall return the anxieties endowed upon this scepter, and let it be heard. To burden others with your own fears and responsibilities is cowardice. My royal magic shall craft a world where that cannot be. Such cowardice dies.
Thanks, WinZip.
There are other solutions.
I'm impressed that you didn't end up obsessed with revenge. But you act like it's wrong for people to trust each other.
Luis, you're not describing a nation that condemns evil. You're describing a nation that's entirely blind to it. A land of amoral beasts, not people. In the end, I think you're still trapped. You've been stuck in that night of flames all your life. You don't trust anyone. That's why you can only imagine a world apart from you. Unless you can face that anxiety within yourself, then you're no different from everyone you've rejected.
That's my boyfriend!
So be it. From the beginning, I have championed world order determined by power. All that remains is for me to realize my truth by burying you beneath it. You are not the sole wielders of these lost archetypes. I am Luis, bearer of the royal scepter. With only a thought, the power of kings is mine to command.
What?
Behold, and I will reveal the secrets still beyond you. Come, we decide our world's future here.
Purple.
Our land is consumed with anxiety as it has never been before. All of it, foundation for my new, better world.
I love the eye motif still.
You are but
in
an
this.
audience, powerless to tread on history's stage. Let it begin.
We fight for your ideal
Now
world.
accept your
Here and
fate.
now. Or take him down.
Some darker arts.
Vitus power. The magic seeds.
All right,
You left him wide open.
warrior.
Let's hit that new weakness.
Face my wrath.
Good dodge, Heisme.
Shows.
Yeah. Thirst to- oh, they sure did.
Beat him down, Basilio.
I'll use what I must.
I followed quite a few Japanese artists that were like, oh yeah! I love how it's the human one too.
No holding back.
Attack. Evasion now.
Take this!
Good dodge, good dodge.
You cannot run from your fate.
Oh, I never noticed that! It's not just the eyes, there's ears, legs, there's the hip bone, there's a hand. There's ribs. I never noticed that on there too.
The magic sea.
I'm awesome souls.
Are you prepared? I can only the strong wins. Vitus power. All right.
Okay, we're making great progress on this one. Oh god, the next form I'm gonna have to... Yeah.
Very good. By all means, challenge me. Stake everything you have on this battle. I will face your convictions head on and crush them. This is but my first step towards my ideal world. There is no
Okay, he's using Dacunda, that's not that bad. We can fix that.
face my wrath.
Good dodge, Heisme.
Operation chose.
Now let's lower back that evasion, please. Thank you. I will heal.
Let's go. We can do this.
Let's make sure we're topped off.
I owe you.
Much thanks.
That helped us out.
Keep abusing that weakness.
Beat him down.
Lower the attack when he does hit. Or evasion. Okay, now I can go back to hitting. He's using Dacunda again, that's fine, we can fix that.
Face my wrath.
Good dodge, Heisme.
From your fate.
Here I go.
No holding back. But this is not over. Not done yet.
Formidable indeed.
You fight well. The magic fiend is still up.
Oh!
Insane in a fight.
Now I can see Basilios, it's like a dark blue. Cool.
Come here. Are you prepared? I'll cut you down. This is not
Right on target. Nice one,
Face
Soul.
me. Commendable bearing.
you fight well.
Okay, first stage done. Second stage is a little more uncomfortable.
I do not fear death. And yet,
Good. Tis done.
Wait, did we fight the second stage yet, or is that later? Oh, that's much later. Okay.
I feel stronger.
That's right, we have other things happening.
I shall rise. I can accept.
Does it seem?
Yeah, that feels nice.
I think we've won this one. So the power I have now is not enough. The Magla drawn to the royal scepter has faded more than I expected. Just as I thought. I would be a fool to underestimate you, but I made a decision that day. Even if history remembers me as a destructor king, I will put an end to the injustices of this world.
What? What are you?
I commend you. Clearly no half measures will do. If I am to take your lives, I must stake my own, and all its power.
Damn, we can't get close. Tis a tremendous aura.
I have a vision, and you will interfere with it no longer. Wait!
Okay, things are gonna happen, so I'm gonna mute.
It's his gauntlet runner.
Louis still has the royal scepter. If we let him buy time, there's no telling what he'll do.
Bloody hell! We can't even go after him.
There's no time to go back down to land and reorganize. We'll do whatever it takes to get that scepter back before the dawn.
Ah, everyone! That bastard Louise took to his Skyrunner!
Yes, we know. Can you go after him?
It'd be suicide, lad. Oh, suppose it's too late to back down now. Well, I was saving some reserve power for the trip home. But if we're using it here, we're using it here. Well, chums, batten down the hatches and brace for the storm. Hop to it now! Get in! I'll just fire up the...
Look over there! Enemies! Ugh, of all times! Wait, how many are there? Where did they all come from?
He's trying to slow us down. Ain't like Luis to put off a fight, but I suppose he's too cornered to be picky anymore.
Hold on! The old girl's still barely holding together. She can't take off that quickly.
What do we do?
Your Highness, you get in the runner first. We'll buy you some time for takeoff.
We can fight them together.
No. Even if we get the Skyrunner off the ground, it'll all be for naught if anything happens to you. No need to fuss anyway. We'll just kick them around for a bit while preparations are underway. Does that work for everyone else?
Fine. Suppose I'll keep you company.
Had you not suggested it, I would have done so myself.
What else are we gonna do? Twiddle our thumbs inside while Norris does all the work?
Nearus, don't let us down now.
Right. I'll get it done, damn it. Hop in, Your Highness.
Well, let's do this.
We hold the line! We must endure this.
Hulkenberg!
Got it. We're powered.
Not good. They're going for the Skyrunner.
Not on my watch.
Let's wreck him.
Hey, what are you doing?
Sure you want to die next to me, old man? Thought you ate platypus.
Aye, it's true I don't understand you and I never will. But I know I don't hate you, boy.
Let's go!
Aye! We fly!
What? And no one must protect his people! Take this!
Finally, I've earned my title.
She fly. Straight and steady.
Our kingdom is in your hands, my prince.
We gotta go back! Everyone, they're going to!
We can't go back now.
We have to!
Take cover in the back. You made my dreams come true. You and the rest of them. If we live, we'll meet again.
What are you?
Let's fly!
You've lost everything, and yet still here you stand. I must say your audacity is almost admirable. However, you rejected me, and I will not relinquish the royal scepter. Since we cannot come to terms, we can only decide this through battle. I have but one final question. Prince, do you wish to stop me? Or do you wish to be king? What is it you truly want?
I want to stop you.
I see. Then I too will fight you with all that I am. For the sake of this country. But it hardly matters now. My ascension is complete. With my own hands, I will tear apart these lie-laced dreams and bury the past. Here ends the royal bloodline and the legacy of the archetypes. We stand on the threshold of a new dawn, a new age.
I can't listen to any more of this. What new age? What do you know about him? All you do is destroy. You refuse to believe in dreams. That's why you can't believe in anything that's gradual, complicated, and slow to change. All that means is that you give up on everything. You'll never beat us. You're nothing but a coward, trying to escape this reality for one you made up.
The time for words has passed. So be it.
Such intense magla!
The quintessential force of the archetype. Is this all?
Such strength! How? It's happening so quickly!
Behold! This is the Royal Scepter's potential. Resist no longer. As I said, I would rather not force needless death upon you. Embrace it once more. Take your true form and become worthy of my new world. You are unfazed by the melancholy.
Yet you thirst. Drink deep of the magma.
Not again!
What?
Stop! No! No! This can't be! Wake up! I said wake up! Hey! Please!
My obstacles are clear.
The boy
Open your eyes!
is no more.
Wake up! Please! You have to wake up!
Where?
Are you awake now? I summoned you just in time. Do you remember what happened? What you've done?
Luis cast a spell and...
I'm frankly amazed you would go to such lengths, even to fight back against the spell. If I hadn't saved you, you really would be dead. But rest assured, you're finally safe. As for where we are far, far away from that hellish world. Do you remember the first time we met? I was sure you would find a clue in your journey that might reveal where in the world this place is. So I believed anyway, but I was wrong. From the start. This place is... It was never of that world to begin with. No. Maybe there's a better way to put it. This is a place that exists between reality and fantasy. In other words, the world we've been living in is fantasy. The journey was all an illusion.
An illusion?
There's nothing but despair in that world. And it will never get better. It's an endless, painful, irredeemable hell. I'd always believed that creating a utopia was possible. And if there was desire, then I thought maybe one day someone would achieve it. But I came to realize I was mistaken. In the end, a fantasy is just that. A fantasy. But all that primordial chaos only exists in that world. The world of reality is nothing like that. Really, it's an environment you should know quite well. You've come to know so much of it already. Through text on a page. Now, behold!
Isn't this?
Indeed. It's the world I wrote accounts of in my novel. Until now, you've thought this world a mere fantasy. But it's not.
So the world I know is all an illusion. And the world of the novel is... reality?
Surely you already know. There is no deadly magic, no prejudice between its people. Now, all you have to do is admit that everything you've been through has been nothing but a story. just a fantasy, then this can be your perfect reality. Your journey of revolution was just a passing dream. Let me take you back to reality, child.
What will happen to my friends?
You don't have to worry. As long as you can accept that this place is real, everyone will be safe. That world is past any point of redemption. Change is impossible. The royal magic was supposed to be the turning point, but it was all for nothing. In the end, people don't want their world to change. They just want someone to be a sponge for their infinite anxieties. That's all. You can't blame Luis for wanting to end that cycle. How could anyone accept that they lived in a world that miserable?
Even so, I don't want to give up on it.
Come on, snap out of it!
What?
My, such disbelief on your face. But once you stop to consider it, the ideas fall apart. Come now. Magic? Some otherworldly force capable of anything with anxiety as its fuel? A fanciful idea to sustain a fantasy world. Illusion. All of it. Those curiosities in academia, they were there because of the place's connection to true reality. And not even they could endure. You still don't believe me. Why is that?
I still have unfinished business.
But why? What unfinished business remains in an unwinnable battle? If I hadn't saved you, you would have died there. You don't have to chase your fears and anxieties based on some misguided concept of justice. It was all illusory, and there is no shame in accepting that. Reality is a monolith. Reality is unchangeable. So stay here in Utopia, in the place you loved reading about so much.
This place, it isn't a utopia.
You mean you deny it? Will you deny that the world of the novels, Utopia?
I can at least cast my usual spell for you. It's the small comforts, right? Music was the first magic this world ever knew, after all. Makes the road a little easier, right?
The journey, my friends, they were as real as anything I've known.
Why won't you understand? Please, I don't want you to die. I can't lose anything else. Truly, I see. I understand now. I remember. I had indeed lost everything. Despite my lofty ideals, I lost everything. Academia, the woman I loved, even my only child. Reality isn't just cruel. It's cruel beyond any hope of change. That's why I had wished for someone to strike me down and end my misery.
You hoped for death?
My name is Ethludius V. I once reigned as king. Or I'm half of one, to be accurate. I was born of the very magic that split the prince in twain and gave rise to you and this place. No, it is not real. We are inside the book you hold. It served as your key to visiting me. This was the form of my youth. when first I entered the ancient sanctum. Perhaps it would be best to call me the discarded shadow of idealism. I once took such joy and passion from my ideals. I truly believed that I might end the strife and discrimination that plagued our people across nigh endless years. But the tremendous incomprehension and injustice that defines our world was more than I could bear. It broke me. And Luis is likely going through the same thing. I want to save you from that despair. I understand now that I would do this as your father. I could not bear to lose my child a second time. If you stay here, at least you'll be saved. Do you truly still want to leave this place and risk your life to face a reality you can't change?
The battle's not over yet.
You are on the cusp of dying at Luis's hands. Is that not proof enough that we lack the power to change reality? I can't let you throw your life away against that man. I must stop you. Even if you come to hate me for it. Fantasy is a curse, sweet in seeming. And if I must save you from it, I will teach you what reality is. I suppose our promise to travel the world someday is destined to be only another unfulfilled dream. Archetypes embody the power of heroes who sought to change the world. And even having mastered such power against Luis, you could accomplish nothing. I wrote all my ideas into my novel, but my love's death showed me how empty it all was. You cannot sacrifice your one life for an empty dream.
I have to try at least.
Why can't you see that those ideals will only invite ruin? If no one else, you must live. That world is beyond your help, beyond any utopia. You must face reality, my son.
Just popping in, Moore is not the final boss. There's 2 more bosses after this.
The magic falls.
So you would vainly struggle onward in the real world. The novel I wrote for you seems to have kindled only ideals of naivete in you. Then even my folly has come to haunt you. My mistakes poison your life. As your father, you leave me no choice. I will put an end to this madness. I will save you.
Come forth, royal soul.
It was in this story, in this book, where you found your ideals. Haven't you always dreamt of utopia? Why did you resist it now? Why refuse me? This is for your sake. I will show you the truth.
I won't hold back. The magic seals. By this power.
Why? You were my first reader. You of all people have to understand. I have no choice. What? So this is what it means to truly strive toward an ideal. What irony. After I spoke of fulfilling my dream alongside you. see the archetypes brought to such heights in so little time. If you go back now, your ambitions will avail you nothing. You'll only die a dog's death. What is it that drives you so?
I'm not sure myself.
Are you this determined to cling to your beliefs? Is that truly what separates us and keeps me confined here? Such power. Can it be? No matter how dire your fate, you never gave up. You surmounted every barrier, gathered and united soul after soul, and now, at last, across 3 nations, 8 tribes, and humankind, to unite heroes across such abyssal divides would require surpassing power. The king of all archetypes. Is that the role you would seize? A true king in body and soul.
Do you hear me? Your Highness!
Oi! Wake up, Your Highness!
How? Their voices reach you? Even here? It would seem your future is not yours alone to decide.
My friends are waiting for me.
The support and ardor of your allies. Yes. The very power that reveals paths beyond your own perspective. I see. That is whence you draw your power. Neglect anxiety, and magic will lead to ruin. Even before the war of destruction, the downfall was foretold. Yet still, they met their prophesied end. Perhaps archetypes are the will of humankind of old, left to us. A plea that we learn from their failures, that we might rebuild the future ripped from them.
I have to try. I want to know how far I can go.
Fascinating. Even as you face down the gravest oppression of reality, still you persist. Still you seek the world's unknowns as precious possibility. I see. Well, if you can believe there is more to the story than the end I see, then it is yours to tell. Once you return to reality, this place will surely fade as the dream it is. I, myself, will not be spared. Unlike you, my other half is long gone. And any reunion, lost. But if I truly am the idealized soul and hope of your father, then before I fade, I entrust you with the power of my life. Not as the author Moore, but as your father, the king.
I'm back to read. I wrote my ideals in this fantasy novel because I believed there was power in fantasy. Through all my story ultimately did was trail in the glories of the past. Perhaps yours will show us the true power of fantasy.
Now then.
So carry on as you would. Make your final preparations. My time is more may be coming to an end, but I continue to serve you in that role. This could very well be my last time here. I must ensure I leave note with no regrets. It's a scroll containing the formula for the royal magic.
Listen here.
I finally understand it all now. This is unmistakably the formula for the royal magic invoked by the king. Small wonder it found its way in this room, for I myself am the former king that wrote it, at least in part. The royal magic brought many wonders to fruition. The essence of my spell stems from one simple wish. The desire for guidance. One who would bring about the emergence of a hero, a seeker who would play into the indispensable role of making the country rediscover the virtue it had lost.
However...
Not in my wildest fantasy could I have imagined that you, whom I thought long dead, would become that hero. Through the power of guidance, a hero emerges, and in the seeker archetype I awakened to was...
Yes.
After I committed the formula, I used the royal scepter to invoke a magic that would put things in motion upon my death. Once it began, those words coursed through my mind. I do not know what spurred me to do so, but I wrote them all down in frantic urgency. That's why the language of the faraway land is scrawled throughout the scroll. Even now, I don't know the full significance of them. However, I can only imagine they were an essential part in reaching the true seeker I sought. In any case, that very hero appears before me now. The cogs that have been set in motion can no longer be stopped. O great hero, I entrust the future of this kingdom to you. If you leave, you will never be able to return. Are you certain you've done all you need to do? When you leave that door, a predicament awaits you. If that's even a strong enough word. Luis transformed into a demon, and at his side, death itself.
However...
But you've already overturned your fated demise once. If you do emerge victorious and become king, you will truly have proved your ideals correct. That fantasy is not just an empty dream, but one with the power to change the world. It seems as though my novel has outlived its usefulness. Feel free to leave the old book here. From now on, you'll be the one writing the story, your own true tale of fantasy.
The kingdom rests in your hands now. If there is yet any value to believing in something beyond us, prove to me that fantasy has the power to color reality. Now, onward, O King of a new dawn!
Everyone! He's awake!
Is he all right?
Thank the stars.
Huh. Considering it was we who engaged Amata's gambit, this must be rather humorous to him.
We pulled through, thanks to Neurus. Can't believe he caught us mid-plummet on that busted Skyrunner.
Well, don't leave out highs, mate. Wouldn't have expected his wings to be so handy.
Never again.
We're in good shape. Our wounds have already healed. It was all so fast. I'm still a little shocked.
True. It's bound to be everyone hoping the best for us below. Like what Luis did. Only the magic working in reverse. What?
Why? Why do you still stand in defiance? What drives such tenacity?
Luis! The world is full of injustice. Not everything you've said is wrong, much as it hurts to admit.
Yet, you would give up because you see no other way. And no future can come from that. We may struggle with fear and anxiety, but we shape our own destiny with our own hands. I have no doubts.
Yes, you're a man who has endured tragedy. It's foolish, I know, all this talk of belief. I know well. That said, if you cast aside all belief, all that remains is to endure a slow death.
As for me, I believe things can change. I have to. Singing and believing aren't so far apart, right? Even then, my songs touched you too. I know they did.
After I'd idealized my death more than I ever did my life, thanks to a chance encounter, everything changed for me. Now I can hope for the best, without fearing for the worst. The possibilities are endless. If you ask me, that's what magic is.
Luis, you got all these people who believe in you, because you gave them a shred of hope, and now you want to crush that hope. Maybe you're the one who's scared. Deep down, you're afraid to admit to yourself you're the one who's hopeless now.
Luis, the fairies came to live in the Sanctum. But do you know why we chose it? The Elder Tribe. We admired the people of humanity. To make our dreams into realities, we have to trust each other. When people do that, that's what makes them so amazing. If you deny the power of trust, if you make the world a place where it can't exist, then you're just plain wrong!
Fools. These false foundations. Who in their right mind could promise such fantasies? I will never let injustice be repeated. Never again!
His aura is entirely different. It's a magla burst. Luis is becoming a human.
Come on then! No choice now. We prove ourselves with all that we are!
Let's go then! This is our final battle!
Alright, let's go!
Again, the world must be shattered, and again it must be rebuilt anew. You will die in tribute to my ideals, Prince.
We will win this.
Oh, power of kings!
Looks like we can't brute force through this one.
Some darker arts.
Vida's power. Flare!
Here I go!
Yeah! You left him wide open!
Warrior!
Hit that new weakness!
I can slash!
Now accept your fate.
Give in to anxiety. The inequities of the world can only be cleansed if the strong subsume the weak. Now, be a noble sacrifice. Sacrifice yourself to the new age.
What? Is he trying to swallow those people? Wait, they're puppets? I'm sensing deadly magma in the puppets. Attack them before he swallows more!
Oh, awesome souls, do your thing!
The puppet's magma's fading! Right on target! Nice one, Stroll! Basilio, they're wearing down their defenses!
Who should I... All right!
Right in their weak spot. Beat
I
him
shall
down,
vanquish
Basilio.
evil.
Sorry if I'm quiet, I'm trying to focus on the fight.
Basilio, they're wearing down your defenses.
Some darker arts.
This is not the hardest fight. There's a fight after this and it takes so much concentration.
I call upon royal power within. The world. Come forth, royal soul.
Oh, you better be ready.
I shall vanquish evil. What? You fight a losing battle.
Heisman, that's a lot of ailments. Be careful out there, okay?
I won't hold back.
They're weak to strike attacks. Smash them up.
Flare!
Seeing what their health is at the moment.
Here I go. No holding back. Now accept your fate.
You go, I'm trying. Oh, those eyes are still uncomfortable.
Heavy.
You defy me.
Heisman,
You
that's
better
a
be
lot
ready.
of ailments. Be careful out there, okay?
Warrior! I die hard.
You've got a bunch of ailments slowing you down, Captain.
Still up?
Who should I...
Beat him down, Basilio.
I'll try you
Good job, Stroll.
Nice one, Stroll.
formidable indeed.
Still here?
So annoying.
I know what you're thinking.
Basilio, nice dodge.
Sacrifice yourself to the new age.
Basilio's been hit with some...
That's one down.
The puppet's mackless fading.
Warrior!
You've got a bunch of ailments slowing you down, Captain.
Let's go. The magic seed.
Stay. Oh, awesome. Do your thing.
Basilio. That's a big gap.
How did you miss?
You struggle in vain. Give in to the truth. Your fantasy has no meaning whatsoever.
What was that?
Oh, please. Sacrifice yourself to the new age.
That's it! I'll protect all of us. You've got a bunch of ailments slowing you down, Captain.
Some darker arts.
By this power. This is it.
Basilio's been hit with some kind of... The puppet's mackless
I
fading.
call upon royal power within. Face me.
I won't hold back. The magic seed.
Stay.
Beat him down, Basilio.
All power of kings. Fight it. Sacrifice yourself to the new age.
You've got a
Come
bunch
forth,
of ailments
royal
slowing
soul.
you down, Captain.
Berserker!
The puppet's mackless fading.
Warrior!
Right in their weak spot.
I'll
Beat
cut
him
you
down,
down.
Basilio.
I'll use what I must.
Let's go. This is it.
awesome souls, do your thing. Warrior! Hack and slash!
Need to use that dragon step soon. Good dodge, mate.
Lend me your strength.
Use it. Okay.
No, this won't. The magic seed.
You better be ready.
Let me rethink this. Could do with this.
I knew you'd help.
My thanks.
I owe you one.
Oh, power of kings.
We'll do this together. This is it. A tough one.
So annoying.
It's okay, we're all good.
Basilio's been hit.
Here I go.
No.
Are you prepared?
Apologies. Would you finish it?
Lend me your strength.
I'm counting on you. Sacrifice yourself to the new age.
Basilio's been hit with something. No.
No holding back. I'll cut you down. Tougher than I thought.
The puppet's matchless, baby.
Now accept your fate.
Come forth, royal soul.
Helpful as ever.
Much thanks. Thanks.
The world from do your thing. I shall vanquish evil.
Right on target.
I know you for sure you're gonna love the next design that pops up.
Let's go. The magic seed.
Alright, last stage, let's go. I feel pity for Luis.
My perfect world! Not yet. I refuse. I won't let it end like this. You will be a sacrifice. You will sustain the strong. Oh, weak one. Oh, peon.
His
I
magna
love
has
this
gone
theme
out
too.
of control.
It's a seraph.
Even a man of Luis's mental strength would lose his grip on sanity.
In the end, even he couldn't escape his own anxiety.
Then by his own logic, we've got to put him down. The weak deserve to die. The bastard's own words, yeah?
If he saw a threat in our power, then let us wield it.
You can't just believe in nothing. Nobody can rely on themselves alone. It's a pitiful way to live, and it's time we put an end to it.
Luis Guiaban! Here and now, I will strike you down!
Okay, it's time to do this. Give us our final call to arms.
Come on, everyone. Let's go.
This is the other music that's in
We've come this far.
the TCP channel.
We have to end this here and now.
I'll use what I must.
Vitus power. This is it.
Basilio left him wide open. Let's hit that weakness.
I'll cut you down.
Some darker arts.
Feel true terror.
Okay, he's got 5 turns. It's not 11. I'll take that.
That's finesse. Beautiful dodge, Heisman. His aura's overpowering.
We can do this.
It's making it
My
harder to
thanks.
fight.
My thanks.
Just
Gotta help
hold
us
on.
out.
Right in their weak spot. Beat him down, Basilio. Right on target. Nicely, Stroll.
awesome souls, do your thing. Are you prepared? I see your name.
Beautiful dodge, Heisman!
Oh, power of kings.
Come forth, royal sword.
I shall vanquish evil.
Right on target. Nice
I'll use what I must.
Prince, this is it!
Here I go.
Trivial. Why? Why can you not understand my ideals?
Now that's finesse! Beautiful dodge, Heisman!
I was saving this.
This is nowhere near as hard as it is going without the bosses. Thank God for that, though.
My thanks.
Much thanks.
I owe you one. You better be ready.
Are you prepared?
Right on target. Nicely rolled.
Some darker arts.
The magic seed's still up.
All right.
We might not actually get to that gameplay mechanic. That's kind of funny.
Tougher than I thought. A world born of fantasy. It must not be. Feel true terror.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get that mechanic. Okay, so there is a mechanic in this, I guess, that only happens if you didn't beat the bosses. Where it's the Weasel start giving hints to specific tribes, and you have to swap out that party member. Say it's Basilio and he mentions Parapus, you have to swap them out or he will kill them next turn. So it's constantly swapping between party members to make sure he doesn't kill them.
Mandible bearing.
Vitus power. We're healing power.
I owe you. Quite a boon.
Got out the south.
Awesome. Do your thing. I'll cut you down.
Right on target. Nicely rolled.
Power of kings.
Yep, the Academia theme is hidden in there. And he's done. That's the final boss.
But why? Why is it still beyond me?
Dawn breaks.
Look! He's done it! He's finally beaten Luis!
Does this mean he's won? I'm not dreaming this.
He did it!
Not yet. I have my ideals. Witness! Everyone's fighting their fear and anxiety. Nobody knows for sure what's right. And even through all that, the people have declared you king!
We fight for more than justice. Show him our will against his. Show him the fall of his world!
Hold fast to your ideals! 'Tis your sworn duty as king!
You wielded the power of kings! It's time to stop following their footsteps! Now it's your turn to take your place with them!
Your fantasy is naught but lies!
What? What's going on?
Fantasy is more than an empty dream. It's a dream with the power to change the world!
Damn you!
This game is so damn cool.
That must be the Lord that governs Utopia in all worthy champions. The hero's archetype. The king. I see. At long last, fantasy has become a force that frees people from anxiety. The harbinger of change for a deadlocked reality.
The people have chosen my son. With that, my tremendous gamble hath borne fruit. Thus it is that my duty here draws to a close.
And now, the novel you wrote with such passion will finally begin a new chapter.
This voice... could it be? But how?
While flames swept through the sanctum, I cast a final spell to abandon my body and survive in soul. I became an immaterial being among the fairies. I had to, so I might provide guidance to the child on his most perilous path.
The power of the archetypes. Was that your doing?
No. All I did was awaken them to it. My voice carried the words they needed to hear. That power is no great and rare treasure. It is something that might be grasped by anyone with the will to change the world. And anyone has the power to change the world. Those children proved as much. Now, that boy has grasped the courage of a warrior. All dragons who still roamed the continent have fallen by his hand. For what greater embodiment of the impossible is there than a dragon? And he now possesses the power and will to quell those forces.
Holy shoot, I never actually heard this line.
I see. Then he is not so weak a child that I must hold his hand. I am truly sorry. I lost all the power I once knew. I saw the sanctum burn. And you. I lost you. Once they took our child from me, all my remaining hope went with him. And so I placed my faith in the royal magic. I believe that if this world would choose him, there would still be hope.
This shall do. That boy's fight, and ours, is finally over. The people no longer need some mystic relic or some lofty magics to soothe their fears. They have found the strength to overcome it within. Provided they can turn their anxiety into strength and never stop walking toward the unknown, reality will ever change. Their world shall be one full of possibility.
This isn't about the throne anymore. It marks the beginning of a new era, led by those who are truly worthy of the people's trust. Almost the appointed time now. The day is dawning on a new king's reign. And with it, my true passing. However, if I may truly end my life with pride in my boy, and my love at my side, I've no regrets.
It's been a long road to this moment, hasn't it?
It has indeed. But for our son, a new journey now begins. Heed me, all people of the kingdom. Dawn breaks, and the appointed hour hath come.
He speaks. With the announcement of our new king, everything finally ends.
I now settle the long-contested succession to the throne. They who hath gathered the most faith from their subjects amassed, they who have overcome this fierce contest, the throne's new sovereign, I now reveal. Behold, your new king of your kingdom united.
Certainly did, love. He really did. Oh, I still can't believe it. That boy pulled it off. His Majesty, the new king.
I won't accept it! The new king is Camp Louis.
You can't just crown his son after all. That's cheating, that is. Rise up, people! Riot!
Disorderly conduct will not be permitted.
Settle down. The tournament is over. Our new king has been decided, and the royal capital falls under His Majesty's rule. Threaten it, and you shall face the wrath of the Crown Theocracy's warrior monks.
Bloody fantastic. They really did it.
Quietude descended once again upon the royal capital, and the day of the new king's coronation arrived.
Boy, coronation really crept up on us. There's a lot of people in the crowd.
Don't tell me you're nervous.
After everything we survived already, stage fright should be nothing for you.
Of course, I'm fine.
If you say so. Just do relax your shoulders once you're out there, eh?
We've all made due arrangements. You can trust in us. Your newfound dignity suits you well, Your Highness. Ah, but I suppose you have outgrown that title. Your Majesty. Yes, that too suits you well.
By the way, saw some of them Senate fat cats hovering about, acting like they've been supporting us from the start, of course. Always on the winning side, eh?
Better than the alternative, no? Especially since we've got some Luis diehards among the people.
I hear that many are concerned about his proficiency with statecraft. To be honest, I'm not so sure myself.
Juna will stand as moderator at the podium. His Majesty will only be asked for a few brief answers. First, the people would know how you aim to lead them. How will you respond to that, Your Majesty?
We have the power to change the world. All of us. I know I'm inexperienced, but I'll strive to do my utmost. With all of you at my side.
That's fine. The people have about had it with pompous monologues. Better to say what you mean with determination.
Still, there are a lot of people in the crowd who have never supported you. How are you going to respond to them?
I know mutual understanding will come slowly. I'll just have to keep doing everything I can for them.
You went from a nobody to the top seat in the nation. No need to puff up and bluster anymore, what? You'll do fine.
A ruler must only stand tall. The rest is not done alone. We are with you.
Indeed. And we're no strangers to more practical work. Whatever our tasks, I'm sure we can handle them.
Well, it is time to make your first appearance as our king. Let us brace ourselves.
Good luck.
Thanks for always having my back.
Well, let's go. To His Majesty, the new king!
All right, a warm welcome, please! His Majesty, the new king! Your Majesty, you're so young!
Please. My king, your subjects would hear how you intend to lead them.
Relax, okay? Take it easy and use your own words.
As a ruler, I've much to learn. I cannot say what I'll accomplish. And yet, I believe the world can change by our hand. And to that end, I will face any odds.
Now, Your Majesty, a few more words. Naturally, some under your rule now supported other people in the race. How do you respond to their voices?
There will be times I let you down. I know that. Only results can prove my intent. But still, even should you oppose your king, you can always believe in your own future. I will make sure of it.
A nation where dreams and fantasies are always in reach. Will surely be a challenge.
We'll make it happen.
There you go. If you can pull that off, you'll be the finest king we've known. Well then, this is it! your attention, please!
No lord remains for you to kneel before. Please take the crown with your own hands, my king.
Ah, long have I awaited the arrival of this day. This journey has reached its end. He came to know the goodness of a hero's heart, and became the king his people had always hoped for. But as this journey ends, so another begins. I'd like you to watch over him on his path for a little longer yet. 1 year has passed since the arrival of the new king.
Hey, heard the news? They're finally reopening that mage academy that got closed down.
You don't say. The famous one deep in the Montario Mountains. Really? I'm impressed. It only took them a year.
They've even paved a proper mountain road. And get this, their headmistress is none other than Lady Juna.
What? The songstress?
Well, she is one of the king's 6 partisans. If she managed to help save the world from Luis, I expect she knows a thing or two about magic.
Is it working now? It's still lagging a little bit. Come on, game, you can do it.
Sounds Sounds like they plan to fully open the magic researchers' findings to the people, too. Quite a turn from when the late Sanctifex banned it.
Come on, game! Here, what if I close this one? What if I give it less to load here? It's a little better. Okay.
Makes sense to me. After the clash between His Majesty and Luis last year, everyone knows you don't really need an igniter to use magic.
I'm sure it's not the internet failing. I don't know.
And that's just today's news. It's surprise after surprise, ever since us church folk got the boot from the palace.
It is a little better. It's hard to believe it's already been 1 year. Only natural that there would be unrest among the people.
Even the Royal Knights. Their leadership was bound to the
Okay, it
church
seems to
more
be
than
steady
anything.
now.
And now he's out on his ear too. And replaced by Sir Jaime Noctul, no less.
You believe that? The Royal Knights, led by a Ujif of all things. Though he's one of the 6 partisans himself. When he speaks, everyone listens. No one's about to complain.
Even Parliament now invites citizen representatives to hearings. Strange to think we'd been deaf to the voice of the people until now. It's unbelievable, compared to the days of the autocrats. How swiftly the times change, eh?
Credit where it's due. I think it's thanks to His young Majesty. Remember last year's coronation? Unprecedented, that. Saw heroes of all different tribes celebrating the king's victory. Celebrating among the common folk, even. They tell me some of the younger aristocrats have taken to calling it the Great Reconciliation. It really is a tragedy, what happened to his father, the king. But considering how his sons turned out, I hope he's at peace.
Indeed. Yet the real test is still to come. The first year has seen a lot of good, but we've still got our share of problems.
People are smiling more now, but smiles won't solve the multitude of problems we still face.
Speaking of His Majesty, I've also heard some folks saying they've seen a boy wandering around these parts who looks just like him. You don't suppose?
Ah, can't be. Without his escorts? Besides, what business would a king have in this place?
Suppose you're right.
Mountains upon mountains of appeals from the people. How many days will this take to sort?
After all the trouble you took to flee politics. And somehow you're now the preeminent ladyship of your house. Such is fate.
Despite everything, this year has passed in surprising peace, hasn't it? Honestly, with the royal scepter disappearing like that, I feared more dissent.
Perhaps after Luis, they swore they could never let that happen again. Either way, more and more are dealing with conflicts calmly and openly. Promising.
It promises that I'll have an eternally cluttered desk.
Here, Your Majesty. I've brought in the next load. And there we go. Not half bad, right? Hey! Isn't the king supposed to be here?
When did he? I've said countless times not to leave unannounced.
Oh, all this decoration doesn't suit me. How would Luis and Forden put up with all this damn finery? Your Majesty? Are you here? Juna's back from her inspection.
Apologies, Troll. I'll look for him now.
Wait! I'm coming with you!
Oh, good grief. Some things never change. Not that they should.
I'd say life has changed plenty for us. Yet somehow our captain's same as he ever was.
And then, well, I might have got a bit too fresh with them stuck-up Sanctists, but those bloody church folk been looking down on us for years, you know? Still, it was other Sanctists what stepped in to keep things peaceable too. I reckon they're not all bad. Guess me cogs turning. They lost both their Santifex and the Saint Lady last year. Got their own struggles, I expect.
As authority weakens, power falls to the hands of those who have never wielded it. We must ensure that it does not corrupt and give rise to new conflict.
Not like it excuses all of them, or makes me want to go up and shake a Sanctor's hand, but you really put some perspective on it.
It was good talking to you.
It was good talking to you, too.
You know what, lad? You're all right. You ever need some good, honest work? I'll get you squared, eh?
I'd like to see more optimism in the world. Still, it'll take more than that for effective true change.
I should have known you'd be wandering around without your escorts again. How is it, being able to hear the city's honest thoughts? If you told them you're the king, it'd knock them sideways. Sorry you ended up coming all this way. Maria's actually out on an errand right now.
I'll wait until she comes back.
And I suppose I'll wait until she comes back.
You sure? That girl always ends up on detours. No telling how long she'll be. Either way, just keep your head down. You know what happens when you're too obvious about this. Sooner or later, the Lady Captain of the Royal Guard...
Oh, there you are! I knew we'd find you here, for crying out loud!
Phew. So you were here.
Speak of the devil.
Let us return, your majesty. And I thought I had informed you that Juno would be back from her expedition today.
I suppose I have no choice.
What is it? You have unfinished business. 'Tis settled. I shall come with you on every excursion.
Not dressed like that, you won't. You know how we like snooping around, inconspicuously.
Hello?
Point taken.
He'll be fine. His Majesty is not about to fall prey to some alleyway scandal, surely. Right, your Majesty. If you see Maria about, do slow down for a chat. She'll be shattered if she finds out she just missed you.
Fine. Now, your majesty, once your business here is finished, please make sure you return to the palace with all swiftness.
All right.
Let's go!
Sorry, my mom called me. Now, if you heard that noise, that was my phone. It made the Luigi's Mansion phone call noise. This reminds me of the first time Maria went missing. Seems so long ago. She might be praying at the Grand Cathedral just like back then. Before heading to Grand Cathedral, why not talk to everyone else first? They're on the Grand Capital to prepare for the new year, so let's find them.
Hey?
When you're finished with your business outside the palace, please return to me when you wish to resume your duties. If you will take this as my pressuring you to not venture out, that's not it at all. Only the royal, as the captain of the royal guard, I must know your whereabouts at all times. Relax, Hulkenberg. You don't need to be so serious. You mean to say I'm too fussy? Well, 'tis only proper for the captain of the royal guard To be overly familiar would set a poor example. Imagine the scandalized faces of the rank and the file guard. That said, not a day goes by where I don't reflect on the travels not only of the year past, by regaining my pride as a knight to that journey. I was but wandering in search of vain for the prince, and it was, I thought, it was through you that I learned that he yet lived. In the end, it was your ascent to the throne I supported.
And
I never tire of the faces of the young guards that make when I tell them the time you acted as a witness to my duel. Radanth. Yes, thanks to you I was able to face him with eyes forward and put my past behind me. I am pleased to say the knights of today are nothing like they were under the Radanth's command. Soldiers take up their sword not for those in power, but for the people. And as their champion of the people yourself, we will do all our power to protect you, our king.
Well,
you do not make it easy to sneak out of the palace as you do, though I suspect the soldiers might be getting used to your chaotic tendencies. They know to protect not just their king, but a ruler who stands beside his people and hear their voices in clear and truth.
This
I was expecting Will to grow his hair longer. I've seen many interpretations of Will when he gets older where his hair is longer. I will protect you with my life as I have always endeavored to do. Your Majesty, only let me stay by your side to do so. There's still other people to talk to. Do you want to go see Maria now? When I saw Basilio's outfit, God, did it hurt my heart. Why, hello, Your Majesty. It's only been a year since your coronation, but it seems you've become quite apt in sneaking from your palpable duties. Under constant fire from knaves and all trades, con artists and critics alike, your opening act has rather been tumultuous, no? It's been tough.
But...
Quite right. Your critics are loud and open with their barbs, but plenty more have put their faith in you. No, don't tell me. I'm gonna let you think on it. Besides, there are agitators with that kind of scum that stirs the pot and hopes that you might benefit from, they might benefit from the country's turmoil. Nothing you couldn't handle, of course, all in the day's work for the royal adjunct of the Citizens' Council. Quite an ally I've made, I should hope. I wonder if my mother would be even the slightest bit proud to see who I've become. Then I'm doing my damnedest to use my talents for good, as I always have. As I always should have. I'm proud to see it. That's right, supporting you is the best I can do. You're the one who's been able to create such lasting change in our country. Oh, that reminds me. Do you remember Dadaram, my hometown landowner? He told me to send you his regards. He's since confessed to the crimes and awaiting trial. You were the one that awakened his conscience. It makes sense, doesn't it? You've proven your ideals to be true. That is why the country is doing so well. There's nothing more to it. I'm hardly qualified to speak of pride, but if this country has one, it's you. I'm proud to be among its people. Perhaps under your rule, the day will come when even we Nydia can walk about freely in our true forms. Ah, you're curious what I look like in my true form. I'd be happy to oblige, but let's save that for another time, shall we? He took up more of Dell's colors.
Yo.
Hey, you out inspecting again. Seems like a right pain to me, but I appreciate you going in for all the effort. All's well, I take it? Wish I had something to report, but I don't. Guess that's what happens when you make a guy like me captain of the Tradrian Brigade. Bit of a mouthful, ain't it? I'm still not used to calling myself captain besides. You know, we've gotten to take in some survivors from Luis's troops, you know, but don't you worry, I got two eyes on them even when I ain't looking. The way I see it, they weren't even the ones trying to make the world worse. We just gotta show them how power's supposed to be used, yeah? Well, we owe it to you for there's less discrimination in the city these days. Fewer and fewer are turned into a life of crime to meet ends meet. If Del could see Grand Trad today, his eyes would bug out. And not just Del, a lot of the guys who didn't make it. I wish they could have seen. Yeah, same, but as long as we keep him in our memory, it's as close as we're saving him can get. Be included. We built this piece with a lot of blood and tears, so I say that those who made it this far owe it to them what didn't protect it. Maybe you've got nothing to report today, but it's not all bad people that just stopped being bad because you're king now.
Thank you.
You've been through a lot, though, so thanks for not giving up on us, or the world for that matter. You spot any trouble that I didn't spot first, you just point me to it and I'll solve it quick like.
Oh.
Well, I see your king is out on some personal business, eh? I believe Hulkenberg was searching for you, but I suppose it's none of my business what comes or goes. I'm on break myself. Only trying to frustrate your royal guards over too much. They all take their duties quite seriously, much like their captain. But who am I kidding? A knight who smiles is surely a myth. It became clear to me since becoming titled. What could be more bizarre? A Ujif outcast, once warranted criminal of a bounty on his head, made knight commander. There was some course of oppression at first, but the more heart-to-heart talks I've had, the more accepting I've become, albeit gradually. Times are changing.
Right.
Indeed, grand titles and posts across the nation are being held by all manner of tribes now, each contributing to their own respective strengths. I've realized over the past year just how much the nation is defined by its people. No matter how great a king, he alone does not, a country does not make.
However,
Yet he stands for those very people as a symbol and representative. That the king and those around him are of mixed tribes, it has already caused a great shift in sentiment, even for those in rural villages. You mean your hometown?
That's...
Yes, indeed. They had shut themselves away, and now they are actively engaging with other villages. Your coronation inspired the village to greater heights. It proved that barriers can be broken, and that they could even take the first step. New winds are blowing every corner of this country. I'll have to take another trip back home with my son to see the changes for myself soon enough. And someday, I hope distant generations will grow up only knowing conflict born in tribal differences from history books.
We shall.
We have a ways to go before that day comes, but until it does, let us forge a path towards it, Your Majesty.
Brilliant. Thanks.
There's also another little character here that I did not expect. Wait a second, isn't that the cat from Academia? If that place was made of magic, how was it here in real life? Not to say that he couldn't have survived in a desert ruin buried in the snow. That shouldn't be possible, right? Who knows? It's mystery after mystery around here. If memory serves right, the last king did bury himself in the study of the Mage Academia. Do you think Academia was styled after that, maybe? I wonder what His Majesty, what more felt like to put this little guy in Academia. The cat tends quietly to himself, utterly impartial to us.
My king.
There you are, Will. Heard you were in town, so I decided to come see if our paths to cross paths. I have so much I need to tell you about my inspection, so I'm afraid you'll need to clear out your diary for me soon. Inspection? What inspection? Really? Do you need to go back to bed? You were the one who sent me to the Mage Academy, were you not? The Mage Academy's reconstruction is going swimmingly. Repairs are in full swing and we're already in the process of admissions. I must say, I'm surprised you appointed me of all people to be Academia's headmistress. I was rather looking forward to going back to our tour as a songstress. Oh, and shall I introduce you to my furry little friend? I scooped him up in the Academia of all places. During Reconstruction, they stumbled upon the little guy in some kind of observatory supposedly used by the king long ago. Considering the igniter around his neck, I'm sure he was being taken care of. I mean, there's no way a cat could survive all alone in that cold, could he? Regardless, our mysterious kitty is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Academia. All that knowledge is lost when it fell, so we're starting from scratch. It may even be hiding secrets as big as the Dragon Temple or the Sanctum. Oh, and I'm keeping the cat. Feels like fate, you know. And speaking of fate, I'm on my way back. I just met with Murtis. Who's that again? Hope she's well.
Now we're talking.
More than well. Her throat's been fine, and she's a fairly prominent singer about that town now. We both just keep soaring to new heights. Her and her music, and me coming face to face with magic again. Surely you remember, music was the first magic born in this world, yes? When the heart expresses itself through music, it moves the hearts of others, and when they make the heart swell, why there's no end to the magic. So just you watch, with the music and magic at my side, I'm gonna change the world. We have equal opportunity to hone their talents in the Mage Academy. Our doors are open to all. Had to use the restroom and caught up. Imagine Basilia would dress more like the... to remember him. I do too. That's what my sister would have wanted, and if that makes the world a better place, why isn't that just grand? Rilla taught me that magic is more than a tool. It's all of us deep in our hearts. Thank you!
All right now.
Oh, what brings His Royal Majesty here? Come to feel the wind on your face too, have you? I know how it is. I have the fancy old title of Chief Engineer of the Kingdom Infrastructure Development Bureau and can research as I please now, but something's missing. So I threw off that old stuffy uniform and came to gaze upon the runner the way I do. Take your job serious. I know how you feel.
About that.
I feel like I know what you mean when you say something's missing. I knew you'd agree. I think my bones are aching to feel the wind. I rather miss the days of dashing hither and there in the runner. Not that I'm ungrateful for the gracious title you've given the man who used to sulk about modifying gauntlet runners. You haven't seen anything yet. Well, one day I'll invent a teleportation device that'll deliver fresh fish straight from Oceania to your palatable plates. It would change the world, wouldn't you say? I'm just a bit, stuck. At the beginning. On the development. It's times like these I need stimulation for the mind. Have you anything that might do the trick? Do I smell another relic hunt? Don't pretend you didn't enjoy it. Every time you'd pop back in with one, I remember how I could hardly contain my excitement. I do so miss traveling like that. Even if the relic hunters themselves, even if the relics were better off left untouched, they become the guiding principles for my research, you know. Convenience is important, but one must consider safety and the effects it might have on the world. An engineer who dumps a burden on future generations is no engineer at all. Still, it's no feat to design a perfect balance of safe and revolutionary. Even I struggle with it, and I'm a bally genius. I knew it. I need stimulation, but... Your Majesty. You know, with like the soul-shaking speed and quiver of a drive engine. You let me know if you ever want to go out for a spin, won't you? Dear old girl, sparkling clean and always ready for a takeoff. So yeah, you can actually also find your previous old candidates and stuff that you fought around here too. Like here's Batlin, here's Denny. My hello there, Your Majesty, as laid back as ever I see. I myself have been crying like a baby, for I find my position as chairman of the parliament quite an unfamiliar one. Still, I've considered these open to all parliamentary meetings. Compiling all those opinions is indeed hard work, but it's well left doing. Won't be easy for those who are at the church's beck and call to change, but I think they've been starting to see... Why is my phone going off so much? Strange, but I think I'm starting to see why they've turned a blind eye, at least. What? Sorry. My dad wanted to send me a video of a car dancing. Okay, sure, why not? But I think they've been starting to see why they turned a blind eye, at least to it now. A person who speaks the truth of the public without yielding to authority, that's what my father and I wished for. A true, proper town crier. This town's turned over a new leaf, but there's still many problems to work out. It seems that rural regions are still suffering from human havoc. All I'm saying is that we're a long way from utopia, and still the first step is as important as the last, and we're taking big ones. Hi, Luna!
Greetings.
You know, I kind of wonder how some people don't remember the king. Yeah. Hardworking as ever, Will. Are you going to, were you going about the town and listening what the people have to say? Oh, yep, both bees are here now. Hi, Nix! I myself- oh my god, hi. Can I help you both? Oh, did you want to come on my lap? Hi, sweetie. That's the mic. Yeah, I love you too. Hi, sweetie. Yes, you're very cute. I myself have come from the Crown Court, where I've been consulting with the people about their grievances and disputes as Chief Magistrate. The court has time for that?
Well,
in the past, we were so busy with cases of violence and theft, but those have decreased remarkably.
In truth.
As you're doubtly aware, in the past many citizens were hung so much without a trial.
Alas.
I'm pleased to report that things are different now. Anyone, regardless of race or status, they can tell their side of the story in court and be judged equally and fairly. As it goes to show, anything's possible, even for a priestess to become chief magistrate. And my brother is making great strides as the village chief. He rather hated the role before, but he's truly found his calling, I think. As I said, no one knows what the future holds. It's all the more reason I try and guide the people for good choices. I want to live in a society that practices kindness, where those who suffer need not turn to crime, so I practice what I preach. The other day I went to visit Ovi's church to inquire with those who were sick there about the kingdom about how the kingdom can be more accessible to them. How's Obi?
Very well.
Yes, I practiced dancing together and we showed her mother. All of them are ready to ease into work again. Hearing them made me reflect on the people who still need our help. Until then, the only help those people had was God. I want to try and fight for them to have options under laws and systems that they can rely on in addition to a higher power. A country where all the tribes use their values can join hands in harmony. That's what we need. You aim to achieve that too, yes, Your Majesty? I hope you'll allow me to keep walking alongside you in this. The king himself out browsing the shops. Perhaps I need to draft up a royal certificate of appointment. Tell the world we supply goods to the royal family. Any recommendations? An igniter, in fact, although I'm afraid we're all sold out at the moment. An igniter made at the children's request, one that lights up with rainbow colors. It's selling startlingly well. The store was packed with families and children. Now I hold a position where I control the distribution of all manner of goods throughout the kingdom as head of the Igniter Consortium. Can't help but think that if I'd been in this position sooner than the church's violence, the tragedy of the village could have been prevented. Let's focus on the present.
Brigitte.
Yes.
Indeed, I can dwell on the past all I wish, but it won't change it. The future, on the other hand. I took up this post after I was nominated by my colleagues. In other words, I suppose it means the people have expectations of me, and that I too am spoke for in the wheel of change. Our new king has changed this country for the better. However, as a former arms dealer, I would be naive to think all weapons can disappear from this world. It's all the more reason that I hope the reasons for people to wield them continue to decline. In the end, I'm doing all I possibly can with what I am, just as you do. Yes, you remember my dog. I found the ones who took her. Naturally, I considered ending their lives. But there she was, sitting beside them. Evidently, they could not bring themselves to harm such a sweet creature, so they decided to keep her instead. I had no choice but to spare their lives. I couldn't subject a gentle dog to the atrocities I'd commit in her name. You should come play with her sometime. I'm sure she remembers you. Hi, Barden.
Lovely, that.
That's something.
What an unexpected coincidence. Your Majesty, no guards with you today. Ha, no need to worry, I'm no tattletale. I myself just left the meeting going over how provisional governments are doing. We convened for the new year. You must be busy.
Really?
I'd be lying to say if it wasn't, but the job itself is its own reward, knowing how good it does for the town. And I'm pleased to report, as head of the Provisional Lords, it's nothing but good news reaching my ears. Better relations between towns has employment up and overall welfare too. Each town has specialties and wisdom to offer, and when we combine our heads, there's no problem we can't solve. I just feel so blessed to be part of it. I know I made some blunders when I first stepped into the governor's role, but I'm happy to share my feelings so others don't repeat my mistakes. That brings me back. I know I was trying to do too much of my own back then, and I got a bit overzealous. Of course, some lords are like I once was, and would rather manage things at the sole discretion than leave things to the people. Yes, taking every matter in public opinion can be laborious, but what with all the proceedings and disputes, still changing our own lives with our own hands makes the process worth the trouble.
Brilliant.
And you can choose a king of your own will with all the was all the inspiration we needed for change. Where is he? Where is he? There he is!
Amazing.
Say there.
Skulking about the city again, are we? Which is to say, Hulkenberg is out on the hunt. Classic game of cat and mouse. Though, which is which, I dare not say. It's been a year since you ascended to the throne, but it's like you hardly changed. Should I be a bit more pretentious? I could say the same for you, man. That is Lord or General Stroll, Your Majesty. God, I can never get such used to titles. I really should take a page from Juna's book. She has a gift for delegating, like she was born to do so. Not that I can talk, I actually came out for a bit of a breather myself.
Even so.
You know, I see now that even those at the top have their own struggles. A little too clearly. General's duties feel overwhelming at times. But there are lives hanging in the balance. I recognize the weight of every decision I make, and I do find satisfaction in protecting those lives. Remember our first meeting back at the recruitment center. I was a fallen noble with nothing to my name, and you a struggling Elda traveler. Back then my only goal was getting ahead. My people were little more than an afterthought. If I hadn't met you, I'd never realized the truth about my fortune, my father's intentions, and I certainly couldn't have saved the Hollians.
Thank you.
I owe seeing the joy on their faces to you. I think I've said it before, but thank you again. Give yourself some credit, man.
No.
I would still owe any credit I could take to you for showing me the way. They live stable, peaceful lives thanks to you.
Hey.
You have a whole country on your shoulders now. The road ahead will be full of challenges we can't possibly foresee. But show me the way and I'll blaze the trail. Now, as always, my role as a warrior to be the vanguard. Our titles may have changed, but I'd like to think of our friendship as steadfast as ever. Don't hesitate to rely on me now and as always.
Say there.
Wonderful. Let's go see her.
That reminds me.
Being here brings back memories. You remember how we came here looking for Maria before the tournament to the throne? She was crying back then now. She's happy now.
But...
You can say that again. Oh shoot, we forgot Katharina. She just talks about how she's been traveling and that she's getting ready to go out to the new world. This country's turned around since then, no doubt about it. I'm sure there'll always be a difference of opinions, but your ideas are really coming to fruition now. I can feel it. Oh yes, the classic General King. Actually, Koban was similar in an AU I roleplayed. That reminds me, what's up with the book you're carrying now? Is that the one that you've been working on yourself? I'm excited to see what kind of fantasy you can conjure up. But maybe that's not even the word for it. After all, if you're the one putting it to the ink, that means you're gonna make it reality someday. Now then, Your Majesty, shall we get going?
Oh, hello there. Oh, right. I suppose now I should call you Your Majesty. You know, I was just telling Papa, even through all that mess, everyone's really been working hard.
Am I keeping my promise properly from back then?
Yes, you beat the villain, and now the city's full of smiles. And I'm sure Papa's smiling down on you too.
That's good. Hearing that from you really lifts my heart.
It's a joy to see kids like her smile, and the future slowly changes slowly, and the burden of its momentum will fall on their shoulders one day.
Don't worry. I'll try to do my part with what I've got. I want to help everyone understand that the world could be a better place if we can join hands with one another. Miss Fabian's fed so many hungry people since things changed. Some of those people even said they found their place there. I think I did too. If we can all change together for the better like that, we'll be closer to Your Majesty's and Papa's dream.
A place where it ought to be, a side of myself I'd ought to show. The path is never clear.
And I want to help with something too. I want everyone across the land to be able to smile.
Yes, I expect great things, my trusty advisor.
Yeah. Thank you, Your Majesty. Oh, thank you, Your Majesty.
We should be the ones thanking her. Feels like I can see the entire country's future in her smile.
Everyone!
Long time no see. How have you been?
As we find ourselves afield, I thought I might visit Alsace myself.
Hold on a tick. Those people there. Surely not.
Naturally, we're drawing attention. We didn't all have to go at once.
Needn't fuss, old thing. It's been too long since we were all together again anyway.
Lady Tuna, did she really come all this way in a runner? Should have asked His Majesty to pop over and bring you back with a teleport or two.
The unmitigated nerve.
Oh, it's fine. I wanted to take in our country as it is. It's definitely a little rougher outside the capital's walls. There's still traces of melancholia around, and the odd human roaming about.
We're sending soldiers out for every incident we can. But it's not easy to hear the voice of the people from more distant regions.
I guess it's obvious. But just because you're king now doesn't make you suddenly all-seeing.
A lesson I learned last year. In the end, I was blind to a great deal of this world. Never would have learned if I hadn't pushed out the door and seen it with my own eyes.
He's right, the capital can be a bit of a bubble. There will always be more to do and learn beyond its walls.
A year ago, I would have just said we could fly over ourselves. I mean, let's be real. The capital isn't going to fall apart if we just sneak over for a little tour, is it?
Of course not. We specifically put precautions in place to keep things running.
Yet it has only been 1 year. We cannot be too complacent too soon, lest the dissidents seize on the opportunity.
Oh, there he is! Over there! See? I told you, that's His Majesty, innit?
Might have been a bit too obvious.
Oi there, Your Majesty!
You dare hoy the king? You swine!
Steady on, Hulkenberg, calm. You needn't draw steel on the poor fellow. We're the ones who indulged in this little day trip.
Your Majesty, thanks for all you do, really. Have to say, my life's a lot easier now.
There's more work to do every day. But we're in this together. We believe in you. Everyone's so supportive. Kind of brings back memories from last year.
Rather. It's the sort of thing to get a chap all misty-eyed over the past. What a journey it was.
We really did just leg it up and down the country slaying dragons, eh? Can't believe we actually survived it.
They were dangerous times, but exciting ones too.
When we fought to appease the dragon god, I had no idea we would have to face another 4 dragons.
Nor I. Never thought the day would come when I'd be hailed as a dragon slayer. Life is full of surprises.
Right.
I resolved to believe in my ideals no matter what may come even back then. Even if the world is slow to change, the king's belief can never waver.
It was a hard road, but we did have fun together, didn't we?
Looks like we're drawing a crowd. Time to get back to work.
Indeed. A veritable mountain of tasks awaits us, and I will see it crested.
And not long after, the new year dawned.
A journey? Are you really planning on leaving us?
There's more I have to see. With my own eyes.
You want to know what's going on in the world, huh? Well, I guess you are the king.
Sounds like fun, but a daily jaunt down to the slums is one thing, and a proper journey is quite another. You're a king now, lad. You've got the people's expectations on your shoulders. It's all right to just sit on your throne and mind the home front, you know?
I don't care to be kingly. That's less important than doing what I need to do.
You're not even concerned? Can't you take this a little more seriously?
Never the fearless gadabout, eh? Well, I take your point, lad. Magla and the humans make a fine barometer for the anxiety still swirling in the country. So you go out and give it a proper survey, where it is and how much is there. If people can't face their anxieties, they can't keep their eyes forward. And if they can't do that, we'll have a bally hard time moving forward as a nation or a people. So you want to get a better grasp of it all. That's your most important duty as a ruler. That's what you're thinking, eh?
Right.
Even the most faraway future begins with the belief that it can be realized. So I'll press onward. It's the best I can do.
If that was your plan, you could have just said so.
Sounds like a fine idea to me. A proper spot of fun, besides. Wouldn't expect any less from our king and captain. Well, since I'm the ballet court engineer, I've no choice but to come along. I'm the only driver fit to maneuver the Royal Skyrunner after all. And why, you're the Dragon Slayer King, bane of monsters all across the country. When I imagine what sort of wondrous encounters you've got next, well, I'm all agog. Yes, here begins our quest anew. Let us sally forth upon our... hello? Are you not listening to me?
Sire, you've really got to stop chasing these ideas all on your own. You'll be the death of us.
Once again, sire, I've asked you countless times to give word if you're to leave the castle. Such caprice.
Nurse, don't tell me you called for them beforehand.
Saved us a bit of time, eh? Though, hello, what's this? I count only 2 of the 6 partisans. Short a few spears.
For my part, I believe 'tis unrealistic for all of us to depart the capital together.
Oh, so you have no plans to stop our little adventure, eh?
Hulkenberg and I talked it over. We decided that if you insist on going, we'd rather go with you than stop you.
I'm glad to hear that, but will that be all right?
I was thinking back to our last fight with Luis. So many people supported us, but not for any high-minded ideals or arguments.
They were supporting us because we were actively fighting a monster on their behalf. In the end, people make choices based on their personal experience and emotion. Even if decided justly and supported by prosperity, people may struggle to trust a king whose face they do not know. An invisible ruler is no cure for their fears.
Right. I'm not opposed to the idea of getting out into the world again. Really, it might be the wisest move to make sure you're a king everyone knows.
My friends and allies believe as I do. Their support is the greatest treasure I could have.
Still, this early into the new year, 'tis never a dull moment in your Majesty's employ.
Bit of a smaller party than we last set out with, huh? But it's a pleasure to be on the road again with you.
Okay, but can we really afford to have both our general and the Royal Guard's captain coming along for this?
'Tis natural course for the Royal Guard to accompany the king. And I trust my corps is not so feeble that it will fall apart in my absence.
We'll make it work. Got to learn to trust others and delegate, right? We'll just have to lead by example.
Thank you. All of you. Let's be off.
You once heard my voice and answered a query in kind. Is fantasy a powerless creation? A timeless question. So long as life remains in the world, we seekers all shall search for our answer. But he will find his. Of that I am certain. And it is thanks to you for believing in and guiding him. That was the true purpose of my royal magic, you know. To seek and obtain guidance from denizens of a land beyond ours. A land that has not yet lost hope. And it was you who answered the call. Armed with your hope, armed with the power of fantasy, you rose in glory. Such courage, such whimsy, and yes, what thrills. You have my sincerest thanks.
Feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, the wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
Well, hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Wow! Amazing!
Poetic indeed. That the scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
And that was Metaphor. I do hope that you've enjoyed this game. It's a great game. The credits go on for like 40 minutes. I'm not gonna wait that long. So, thank you for watching. I do hope that you've enjoyed Metaphor. No, 0 out of 10. Thank you. Bye bye.